Good morning, class, and welcome back to Hot School. In today's lesson, we have the luchador primeval himself, Diablo. Diablo is an extremely powerful hero. He's kind of gone in and out of favor over the years, but his place right now is starting trouble and just being up in people's grills and really kind of being able to have one of the hardest engages in the game as far as starting a fight by charging in, and then he also has the ability to suplex the target over him, which kind of brings him back to his team, and with some of the talents that you take on later on has the ability to charge him back into the team after all of that. So with that being said, let's get right into this.
Tremble before me.
Alrighty, we find ourselves in the Tomb of the Spider Queen. On the friendly team, we have Diablo, Genji, Ana, Raynor, and Chromie versus Nazebo, Ariel, Varian, the Butcher, and Hanzo. So we're going to be hopefully throwing some Butcher around and killing some Hanzo outright. So one of the big things that Diablo excels in is knowing when to engage. Or I guess that's one of the main things you got to pay attention to when playing as Diablo is knowing when to engage. Because once you're in, kind of like the Butcher, you're in. You don't really have a choice until way later in the game for Diablo, level 20, before you have the ability to get out of trouble quickly as well. However, Diablo is one of the characters that can really scale well as the match goes on. At level 1, we're going to take the talent Devil's Due, Souls and Power Regen Globes, and Healing Fountains. So basically, Diablo's trait, as he's near minions that die or near heroes that die, Diablo gains souls up to 100. Once he's for every soul he gains maximum health. Once he has 100 souls, his resurrect timer is only 5 seconds, but he reverts back to 0 souls. So that level 1 talent, if we have 100 souls, we're going to get 225% more health from the regen globes and from our sippy cup here, from our Healing Fountain. So our Q ability is Shadow Charge, which we will use probably here shortly, so it better explained as a showing rather than telling. But what this does is allows us to just go in hard as hell on the enemy, and we can make them collide against terrain, causing a considerable amount of damage as well. Yeah, regen. Oh man. Okay, so that's our Q ability. Our W ability is Flame Stomp. So as you can see here, we got these little nifty little arrows. Go ahead and throw these fireballs out. As they are out, though, we're actually going to gain a little bit of health off of the flames themselves. Our E ability is called Overpower, which basically we pick up a hero and put them on the opposite side of us, which is one of Diablo's big strengths in as far as positioning goes. So the standard combo with the Diablo is to charge in on a hero and then use Overpower to throw them over you, and which gets them on the opposite side of you, and then use your big body to stop them from being to run away.
Abandon hope.
So right now, early game, we're just kind of soaking up some damage for our team and focusing on getting these objectives here. I really want to go in on that Ariel. Gonna throw that Hanzo against the wall there. Gonna throw some fireballs on him so we can get a little bit of healing off of that. We're gonna go ahead and tap our sippy cup, and since we've already gotten 23 souls, we're gonna gain a ton of health off of that.
There is no escape.
Ooh, that Hanzo is hurting us pretty bad, though. I really wanted to get that
Your healing is serviceable.
that Varian there.
Abandon hope.
Go ahead and throw down more flame strike, or what's that? Fire stomp. Sorry, it's like he's not kill false. I was gonna flip him in, try to get him into tower range. So Let's see here. Okay, so at level 4, we're going to take Fire Stomp, grants souls, and heals more. So as our Fire Stomp is going out, if it hits an enemy hero, we're actually gonna gain souls for that. We gain 1 soul for it actually hitting the enemy heroes, which once again just adds to our maximum health, adds to the amount of health we get back from regen globes, just overall makes us more powerful. So the Diablo is similar to the Butcher in that in the event that you die, when you have like 100 souls, it feels like a huge nerf to your character because you lose a huge chunk of your health and your ability to gain back health. So until you get those souls kind of back up, you're in the sad place. We're just gonna taking out this here. We're just kind of playing semi passively.
This world weakens.
Come on, team. Get on that Ariel. Thank you. And we're gonna get out of here. All right. So, and that's it. Those are the things you can do with Diablo, especially when you have an Ana nearby to heal you. Oh, I thought that was gonna get him in the Chromie hit, but sadly it did not. But look at that regen from that regen globe, giving Diablo a huge ability to sustain in lane. At level 7, we are going to take Eternal Flames. So our Q and our E abilities actually redo the cooldown on our W. So you can get tons of flame stomps out, which if you can have those... Uh-oh, we're in trouble here. But we got a lot of healing off that flame. Come on. We're just going back. We're running. All right, thank you, Ana. We were able to slow the enemy team from being able to get their web weavers, and we were able to get ours. We're going to come back down to the middle lane, make sure that we're getting this XP. We want to grab these regen globes once again because they are huge healing for us, and we're almost to our 100 souls, so we are almost to our max amount of health. But as you can see, we're at level 7 right now, and we have just about 5,000 health. We have over 5,000 health now at level 8, so that is huge health. All right, we're gonna come up here. See if we can help out this Ana a little bit. Get that Hanzo out of position there. Just get more fire stomps out. Stay on this Hanzo. We can't really do too much there until we get our cooldowns back. But we were able to put kind of the fear of God into him. Use our flame stomps to kind of deal a little bit of damage to this wave here. And so the big thing with Diablo is just looking for your opportunity to make that hard engage. It obviously excels best with friends. Well, we should be able to get this fort. I guess we're just gonna stop. Could have had that fort though. Let's check. Are we doing anything down here? Anybody do anything?
Deliver the gems to my altar before your enemies.
So be it.
Alright, so at level 10, we're going to take Lightning Breath. This is going to be one of our ways to actually do some damage when it comes to being in team fights, do a little bit of range damage. So not only we're going to be doing damage in this huge area here, it's going to be slowing that enemy as well, which is going to be huge for our team. You know what? Let's see if we can. We're going to do enough damage. Chromie should be able to finish him off when he comes back. Perfect. And so now we just kind of eliminate a little bit of that damage that the Butcher's going to do. I'm trying to scratch my nose and you're hitting me with these stupid things. Should have used fireballs before that, but we're gonna go ahead and get those fireballs. And as you saw, as those fireballs are hitting from the flame stomp, we get such a huge health regen off of all that. Man, that Hanzo is just tearing into us.
Your healing is serviceable.
All right, get a huge regen. Oh, get that collision on Zebo. Got Butcher on Chromie. Try to help out where we can. Not too much that we're going to do there. Kind of body block with our big old body. Throw out some more Fire Stomp there. Rainer better watch out. We just want to kind of contain the Butcher as much as we can. And remember, the Butcher is part of our game. We are not part of the Butcher's game. Game isn't called The Butcher.
So be it.
All right, we're gonna come back here and let the towers do its job. One little cheese thing that you can do on Diablo, if you have like melee heroes, you can actually, if you're right here, you can grab that hero and flip them over your wall, resulting in easy kills if the enemy overextends to that degree.
There is no escape.
Grab all these spider butts here. We come up here, we're gonna help out. Probably pop our ult just to keep people out. Go ahead and regen off that, maybe. Charge the Butcher off of that Ana. Wasn't enough. But because of our regen that we got, because that level 1 talent, you can see that we're just gaining back a ton of health. It's fine.
You're holding back. Don't.
Okay. Kill that Ariel. We might die for it. Got a lot of regen off of all of our fireballs, but we are going to die. But we are the Lord of Terror. We are back because we had our 100 souls, so we only had that 5-second respawn. However, now we got to watch out because our health is down to 4,200. Well, now 4,400. Now, at level 13, I like to take Devastating Charge so that as we hit enemies against terrain, they take increasingly amounts of damage. We got regen from that, but not enough. That was a bad engage. You shouldn't have done that. So that's kind of one of the things you got to watch out for on Diablo. It's always so tempting to go in on people, especially like this Hanzo, because he's just been pelting us from afar. You see he's doing 33,000 of their hero damage, and he's just been whittling us down. So, you know, that's one of those things you want to go in on him, but you got to be careful because when you commit, you're committed. And so if you're not in a position to either get the kill or somehow get out, you're kind of in a bad place. And we're gonna kind of sit back here, and we're gonna flip this Variant into our base and slap him into this wall. And we're gonna slow everybody around here. Do as much damage as we could. That way we were at least able to isolate that Variant out of that. Oh, really? And so here, now we just got to kind of be a little bit more cautious as we're regaining our soul counts and waiting for kind of next talent point here. The enemy team's going to hit level 16 right now as Rainer dies, so they do have the talent tier up on us. The Butcher is stacked, so we obviously that's it. Go ahead and slap that Butcher against that wall. Try to flip him, but we didn't have the damage follow up on the Butcher, who was really the one we need to take out, because he's the one that can eliminate our Chromie, our Raynor, our Ana, and our Genji very quickly. So if we don't actually kill the Butcher in those positions where he is, where he has low health and has the ability to die, we're just basically letting them do what they want to us at that point.
Save you from me.
All right, we're gonna come back in here. We gotta be careful again because the Butcher can charge in, basically killing anybody. We're gonna go ahead and use our ult here just to slow the Butcher. Hey, he's gonna get us. We'll back off of him for a sec. We're gonna flip him over and charge him into our core. At least being able to get the kill on the Butcher there. So we just needed to cancel our ult to be able to do that. But because of their lane pressure with being able to pull our camps and everything, we still lost that keep. So gain back some souls, get some spider butts. Now we can go ahead and get the push going back our way. However, they know that Genji's there. Just throwing out fire. It's basically trying to delay their turn in.
Our healing is serviceable.
Not too much I can do there by myself.
There is no escape.
If I don't have my team with me, we can't really get to stopping them. We need to back up as the Butcher is up, and he's going to be able to murk pretty much anybody he wants. Level 16, we are going to take Overpower reduces the cooldown of Shadow Charge. Now this gives us the ability to do a pretty deadly combo where we charge in. We can knock somebody against terrain, dealing a considerable amount of damage to them. Go ahead and leave him alone. We just need to get out. Chromie. We're trying to give some slows off here. Charge that Butcher into the wall. At least we got the kill on the Butcher, saving our Chromie. Not too much else we could do there. Chromie needs to back off this wall because Hanzo's getting those scatter shots against that wall, and that's going to be doing a lot of damage to her. So, yes, we died. But because we got the kill on the Butcher, that stopped them from being able to press into that. Whereas a Chromie would have died, and Chromie being a big portion of our damage. So we need Chromie to basically be alive and be able to be our artillery. So if Chromie dies, we are kind of in a lot of trouble there. Just based off of the way the team is currently playing. Let's see what did Ana. It would have been nice to see the Ana take blinds with her sleep. It would have been really good against this Butcher and even the Hanzo. We've almost got our talent, our extra damage from Shadow Charge talent maxed. And we'll go ahead and just get that Butcher, get him flipping and everything, so that so he can't do anything, get a kill on him. I guess we'll go towards boss. Boss is good for the extra pressure and stuff, but honestly, with them having Butcher and Hanzo, that boss isn't gonna last all that long, anyways. And we don't have the lanes pushed out to even think about really doing that. So what we need to be focusing on is getting these lanes back pushed out to give us a little bit of a reprieve.
This world will burn.
They're all down here because Nazeebo has all their gems. Oh. I Okay, get around this stupid terrain. We're just sitting here on top of this Nazebo doing all the damage that we possibly can. Do as much damage to the variant as we can. Hopefully we can take him down, drop that, but with Butcher and Hanzo up now, it's probably going to be a team wipe going back their way. Chromie needs to get out. She's not going to be able to. Butcher's going to catch her with hamstring. More than likely. Oh, nope. Yeah, there's the charge and the hamstring, and she dead. We're back up, but we're not going to be able to really do anything. They're going to be able to push in on this as they want. They're probably going to take this camp with the Butcher and Hanzo. They're going to also get in turn-ins on Web Weavers. We can't stop that. They're probably going to... Maybe they're pushing Boss, and they want to push Boss and do the Web Weavers at the same time. We can't really contest that. Try to stop this as much as we can. I mean, honestly, there's not much that we can do. That Hanzo is just gonna drill us. We killed Ariel, which is nice, but we couldn't stop her from turning in. Level 20, we're gonna take Hellgate, which gives us a short little teleport. It's kind of like Bolt of the Storm, which is a older talent that you don't see on too many heroes. There's only a couple of heroes I think that have it, and it's still labeled as such now. But it basically gives us a little bit of a teleport and gives us a sneak peek at the alternative level 10 talent that we could have taken, which was called Apocalypse. Creating a little circle that will stun people if we teleport, if they get hit by it after a short duration. We're gonna go ahead and teleport in, and we're gonna just kind of do as much damage as we can. This is really kind of all we got here. Charge in on this Butcher, flip him over, click on our mini map so we can mess up there. I mean, we got the kill on the Butcher. It's not gonna matter though because they've got Web Weavers and enough minions on core plus the boss. Really wasn't too much that we could do after the Butcher got stacked up. So I know I definitely did not play Diablo to his full capability. Diablo really excels well when you have other heroes that are going to be able to take advantage of doing that charge and flip. We didn't have too much of that, especially early on in the game, opportunities really to kind of do that. We did do a decent amount of actual hero damage though, because the build that we went, Diablo can do a considerable amount of damage. So I mean, 41,000 isn't too much to sneeze at. Still more than what their Butcher and Varian kind of put out. However, because they had the Nazebo and the Hanzo, they just out damaged us for their whole team. It was just the range damage that their poke ability really kind of excelled for them there. So going over the talents that we took at level 1, we took Devil's Due. That made it so that our souls that we got gave us more health from our regen globes and from the healing fountains. At level 4, we took Souls to the Flame, which was for Fire Stomp, grants 1 soul for every 3 times it hits an enemy hero, and it heals for an additional amount of damage that it's done per soul that you have. So when you are at 100 souls, you're getting 13% of the damage done by the Fire Stomp flames. And then what that did is at level 7, where we got the cooldown reset whenever we stunned an enemy, we were able to use the fire stomps again. At level 10, we took Lightning Breath, which allowed us to kind of deal a little bit of range damage. Really, honestly, it was used mostly just to zone out enemies. It's a great ability to zone, does a considerable amount of damage. Plus, of that slow ability, a lot of heroes will kind of be standoffish on that. At level 13, we took Devastating Charge, so it increased the amount of terrain collision that a target took. Plus, we got an additional, when we completed the quest, up to 120% more damage. Really, the best time that we saw that in action was when we jumped on that Ariel and were able to kill her. Had we killed her a split second earlier, we would have stopped. We may have stopped the game at that point from us losing right there, because of they wouldn't have had the web weavers. However, they did have other people to turn in. At level 16, we took domination, which allowed us to use our Q ability, our charge, after we used our E ability. So the whole play there is you charge in with your Q. Then you use your E to flip them over you, and then you Q them again. So when like on that Ariel kill, we were in a tight location there. So we charged in, smacked Ariel against that back wall, flipped her over us, then charged her into that front wall. And between that damage of all three skills, she took a considerable amount of damage, and that's what took her out. At level 20, we took Hellgate, which allows us to teleport a short distance, and after we teleport there, 1.75 seconds later, the little area that we teleported to, the circle, explodes and stuns enemies and deals a little bit of damage. It's usually reserved more as like a get out kind of situation. However, you can use it as an engage as well. You can teleport in, and as people are running over you, you can flip them back into it. So then they take damage from there and then charge them into a wall or something. And it can be kind of a nice little combo that you can do by yourself. Talent deviation that we could have taken, it really kind of, it's more dependent on what you're kind of going against. Now you could have taken Feast on Fear, which gives you a little bit more of a healing ability after using your after stunning an enemy with a shadow charge. I tend to find that I end up getting more use out of Devil's Due just because you'll be around a regen globe or being able to use your healing fountain, especially early game. This is so huge to keep Diablo out on the field so that you're not having to hearth and potentially missing XP waves or anything. At level 4, another one that you can that you tend to see sometimes is a shadow charge grants souls and armor. So when you stun a hero, it grants you souls and gives you armor. So you can actually get a considerable amount of armor when you do that. That may have been a little bit better of a talent for us to have taken in this situation as we were stunning people into the walls. However, there was a lot of open battles, so we wouldn't have been able to benefit from that too much. Level 7, the one that I see a lot here is Malevolence. It's very similar to what's it called, Follow Through, I think, on Artanis. It basically makes it so that when you use a basic ability, whether it be your Q, W, or your E, your next basic attack deals additional damage. So that's just more damage if you're sticking to your targets and getting off the basic attack damage. At level 10, the other option we could have gone would have been Apocalypse. So when you use that, it causes little circles, little pentagram or whatever underneath all enemy heroes. And after the 1.75 seconds, it's the exact same thing that you saw of the Hellgate that we took at level 20. However, it does it to all enemies heroes on the map. It's a really strong follow-up CC for when you've got when you're in a team fight and they're all grouped up. And in close quarters is when that works best. Also, it can be used as well to locate the enemy. Sometimes, if you're questioning whether or not they're doing a boss, or you're pretty sure they're doing a boss, you can use this to. Sometimes I've gotten kills where enemies are fighting a boss, and then I stun them, and they're stuck against a boss, and they were trying to kite it around or whatever, and then they get killed by the boss. So it's also a really good engage there, or it's a really good help steal a boss, because most of the time when you're killing a boss, the entire teams are gonna kind of form up on the point where you would obtain the boss, and now there's a huge thing that's gonna stun everybody there. Level 13, I never really take any of the other talents. At level 16, another thing that you can take is Overpowering Nightmare. You gain 2 additional charges of Overpower. This allows you to flip people over you more. So that means you have essentially 3 charges of Overpower. So you can flip them over you kind of, I don't want to say at will, but with only a 2-second cooldown between uses. So that's also a very useful for positioning, especially on targets that are trying to run, because they're going to run, you're going to flip them, and then you're going to body block them as much as they can. If they end up getting around you, you just flip them again and rinse, wash, repeat 3 times. And then at level 20, other options that you could have done, would have been, we could have taken lightning breath, last longer, which really doesn't help us all that much because what was killing us is the butcher. So I mean, if we're not moving, the butcher's going to heal off of us. So us having lightning breath on him really isn't going to matter all that much. But with that being said, guys, that is Diablo. I still think that he's a great character, a great hero, super powerful in the right hands. I personally don't play him all that much anymore. I haven't played him much since his last rework, which was, hell, I want to say at least 6-8 months ago. But with that being said, I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day, and we'll see you guys all next time. Hey guys, thank you so much for watching the video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did like it, be sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel if you'd like to see more gaming content. It really helps me out. It doesn't cost me anything. Thank you again. Have a great day.